In today's video, we are going to be talking about the 3 key components to getting your marketing strategy organized. And I'm going to be showing you an example of how I utilize Trello to keep my marketing strategy organized. Before we dive in case you don't know me, I am Mariah. My business is Bloom Hustle Grow, where I help service-based entrepreneurs get their business operations organized and optimized to make the hustle happier. If you have solid systems for your content creation, you will save time in your content creation, but more importantly, having your content organized will allow you to make the most of it. It's really important if you are creating content for your business that you have a system in place to support you in its creation, in its promotion, and to keep using it and reusing it over and over again. So there's 3 main components to any solid marketing system, and that is to create your processes for creating your content. So what are the steps that you take to, for instance, create a blog post? What tools are you using? What steps are you taking to create that blog post? It could be blog post, it could be podcast, it could be YouTube, whatever medium you're using. Step number 2 is to create a process for promoting that content. So what happens after that piece of content is published? Where is it promoted at? Do you make an Instagram post? Do you post it on Twitter? Where else does that content live other than like on your blog or your podcast or in YouTube or whatever it is? And then component number 3 is to create a process and structure to organize it all, because you don't want to just promote a piece of content once. You don't want to just have it published and that's it. So it's really important to have a system so you make sure you're getting the most out of what you are creating. I'm going to jump over and show you how I do these 3 steps utilizing Trello. You can do this with any project management tool. It does not have to be Trello, but I just want you guys to see this particular process in action. This is my content strategy board. So Trello holds step 1, 2, and 3 all within this particular board, but also utilizing other boards within Trello. My content strategy board is where my content creation starts. It also has all the resources that I utilize within content creation. So I might create a blog post, I might create a newsletter, I might create an Instagram post, or I might create a YouTube video. All of these could be part of my content creation. It just depends on how I'm using that particular piece of content. I have an editorial calendar. So in here are things that are actually upcoming or I've already started and recorded, but I haven't moved into the schedule. And then schedule blog posts and YouTubes. So this is anything that is completely done, uploaded, and scheduled. I don't have anything right there right now. Then I have published blog posts and published YouTube videos. These published lists could go on my content bank, but I personally, my workflow is to keep anything I'm creating this year on my content strategy board just to make sure I'm getting the most out of what I'm creating within that year. And then I move it to my content bank. You could move it directly to your content bank, which we'll show you in just a minute. And then kind of the most important piece of this whole board is the templates. So this is actually where my processes live. If I'm going to say create a new blog post, I would use this template card. And I would create it over here in my editorial calendar. You can go here to add a card from a template and it'll create the card for you. And then it asks you if you want the checklist and attachments, and I do because this is where my processes live. If we open it up, you'll see right in this, I have blog posts. I have the Google folder that all my blog post drafts live in, so I don't have to search around for that. If I've created a draft for it, I would go ahead and attach it down here in my attachments. I have a headline resources doc, so if I'm having trouble coming up with a title for it, I can use that. And then I actually have even more resources here for headlines. And then here's my process. So this lists everything I want to make sure I've done in order to create that blog post. Step number 2 is promoting your content. So I have a checklist to promote my content with all the places I could potentially promote it. Sometimes I don't use all these. It just depends on what the content is and what my content strategy is at the moment. I actually have my Pinterest group boards separately because that is part of my promotion process. All of these checklists live on this template card. So every time I create a blog post, everything is right here on this card. And I have the same thing for YouTube because it is a slightly different process. As you can see, I have a process for content creation and I have a process for promoting these. On this board, as well as my content bank, is how I organize it all. Anything I create lives on this board for this year, but then all my past creations live in my content bank. And what happens is anything from this year gets moved at the end of the year into the content bank. In the course Manage Your Content Strategy with Trello, I show you actually how I do that, move between my content strategy board and the content bank. Over on this board lives all my past blog posts. I just started YouTube. Eventually, all my past YouTubes will live on here. My opt-ins and offers also live here. So this is a board I use if I need to quickly get like a little snippet of copy for an opt-in or offer, if I'm promoting that in a blog post. I have an automation set up. And what this does is anytime I use the CTA, 7 Essentials of Biz Ops, it adds that postcard to this card. So if we go down here, you can see 5 key steps to getting your offer systems in place. And so this is attached here, and it's automatically attached when I added it to this particular blog post. So let's just go down to the sample one just so I can show you. We're going to change that to sample, and I'm going to add that label. So here we go. And if we go back to this card, you'll see it added that card connection there. The purpose of this is it helps me be really organized with not only where I'm promoting this particular CTA, but if I want to change out this product, I know exactly where I need to go and update that information within my blog post and website. And the same with offers. And then finally, another board, which I don't use this board as much anymore because I'm not focusing on Twitter or Facebook, but I have a content bank for all of my Twitter and Facebook posts. I had it automated through Zapier, and it could post to Facebook or Twitter anything that I put in here. This was a really nice way to make sure that I was reusing and reposting a lot of my blog posts when I was using that strategy. You could also do the same thing for Instagram. If you want to have an Instagram bank that you use over and over again, this might be a nice way to set it up. One of the key things about using Trello and having it set up this way is it's going to save you a ton of time because you no longer have to search for anything to start a blog post or to do your YouTube. You have all the steps in front of you, and you have all the tools linked as well. So it makes it a lot faster to sit down and create your content because everything you need is right in front of you. There's no searching all over the place for it. I hope this helped you understand how you might organize your content strategy and your marketing strategy within a project management tool. Again, I'm using Trello. You could do this in any project management tool of your choice, but it's all about creating a process for your content creation, creating a process for promoting your content, and then creating a structure to organize it all. If you want to get the templates for this and the walkthrough videos to get your content system started in Trello, you can grab Manage Your Content with Trello and start getting your content systemized and organized.